There are certainly many ways to draw an elf on a shelf. I like this classic version though, which has a simple body and is easy to draw actually sitting down. It could be customized too with different hair or clothes, but starting with a simple version like this is always a good way to begin. Hi, my name's Kathy, and I've been teaching kids how to draw for over 20 years now. My favorite thing to do is to show students that when you take things one step at a time, learning how to draw just might be easier than you think. Here are the supplies we need to draw an elf on a shelf: just a pencil, paper, black marker, and a few crayons. You can also find a link to a step-by-step tutorial in the description below. I do like to work with center pencil guidelines on my paper, but you can also just fold your paper in half in both directions to make a creased line to follow. Let's start with the shelf, which begins with a wide rectangle. Make 4 dots like this to plan where to draw it, and then connect them with some straight lines. No need for them to be perfect, just do the best you can. Now the shelf legs are added. They are just 2 lines going down on both sides and should be evenly spaced from the ends. When those are done, add a horizontal line in between them. The elf body may be added now, and it starts with a large U shape. When that is in place, add a neck and slowly add his kind of petal-shaped collar, which is actually wider than that U. My collar has about 5 points to it. Now, because that collar is wider than the body, it's easy to add 2 arms underneath, one on either side. When the arms are done, draw some simple hands at the bottom. The fingers can be spread apart, and you will need to erase lines inside when you're done. This elf has really simple legs. They overlap all of that shelf and have feet that kind of point towards the center. The toes can overlap a bit, and when those legs are done, erase any lines inside them too. Now for the elf head. We can start with a wide U shape, add the parted hairline above it, and then the small ears on the side of his head, and finish with a curved line for the bottom of his hat. The face is pretty simple too. He just has 2 kind of cartoon eyes, which you could make looking anywhere you want, and eyebrows, and a nose, and a mouth. Now his hat is added with a curved brim and the tall and pointy hat shape above it. Alright, now for some other simple decorations for that shelf. Here's an easy way to draw a Christmas tree with pointy sides and a star on top, and filled with lots of little round lights. And here's a simple way to draw a present, as a box with a lid and a pretty bow on top. Finally, a string of lights is fun to add to the background. Start with a curved line on one side and add the small lights below it. I have a total of 6, so there's 3 on each side, but you could certainly add more if you want more color. Okay, our elf on a shelf drawing is done, so it's time to trace all of those pencil lines with a black marker. When the tracing is done, it really pays to take a moment to erase any pencil lines that might still be showing. Now it's coloring time, and I'm going to begin with brown for that shelf and his hair. The elf's suit, of course, needs to be a bright red. His face and hands get a kind of peachy color. That Christmas tree is mostly green with some extra color for the star and lights. The present could certainly be any color, but I'm going to make mine blue. And that string of lights in the background could be lots of different colors. Finally, adding some color to that background wall will make things look a little more finished too. So now that you know how to draw an elf on a shelf, it might be fun to draw more versions of him, getting into all kinds of different trouble. If you visit my website, Art Projects for Kids, you can find many more Christmas lessons, including how to draw Santa and an elf. Over the years, my website has helped millions of kids learn how to draw. Thanks for joining me today, and if you're watching this on YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel so you can get notified as soon as I post a new video.